joined me right as I was doing it. Okay, I'm gonna try something different this time with this because I kind of do want to be here. Um, Rosie, the invite for you is to a completely empty instance. Well, plus one, I guess now, but still, it's now an empty instance. So basically, people will come to us hopefully, and we don't go to them, so you don't have to load a bunch of people all at once. That might help, but I'm gonna go into here because I want to see something. Okay, Oliver, thanks for stopping in. It was good having you. That's for damn sure. And I'll be streaming regularly again. I had just taken Furality as my go-to to be like, yep, I'm gonna do it. Oh, I'm gonna be up all night. I'm up all night to get lucky. Up all night to get lucky. Anyway. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, I kind of want to like take a picture of me like this, as this looks really cool. Oh shit, I'm falling. There's a couple of those. Oop, I should have zoomed in just a little bit more. But never mind. I'll just like... So that's what it looks like on the outside of it, which is really cool. And it's just like... all one like little thing. That is really cool. And from down below... Oh, that looks cool. Blup. Yeah, actually I met a, Anyways. I actually met a staff person here in the Rex instance, actually. First person I ran into. They actually got a picture of me, too. So I might actually be in the closing ceremony slideshows. So that's amazing. If I do, I'm making it big. Oh god. I'm spaghettiing everywhere. I want to just be up here. Oh, I always am. What are you talking about? Side curl. And bring my camera. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Whee. The definition of FURALITY somna right here. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Think I show you tomorrow the thing, or are you going to leave FURALITY at all with the all-nighter? Depending. I might actually do a few games or something. Like our friend Shadow Fang is also in this meetup, which is interesting. That's cool. Anyways, yes, Rosie, I did send you the invite to this one. I don't know if you're down there yet or not, or if you're loading in slowly. Oh, you crashed from the previous one. Okay, that's fine. The invite should still be there. If not, let's do that. But, yeah, no, but I could probably, like, eventually see what you're talking about. I don't know when, but yeah. It is so crazy around here. Holy shit. Like, nobody's here. Profile picture on VR chat and you'll know. Okay. Yep, okay. I gotta... Fuck. Okay, hold on. Social... All friends... Scroll... Get a mushroom. Oh yeah, the mushroom is Patreon, isn't it? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yada yada yada. So we have... Oh god. Yeah, that's terrifying, kinda, sorta. This is actually kind of a good place too. Hang on. There we go. You being able to have my Sylveon. You know, I kinda wanna see if I can fucking get on one of those boats. What the fuck? Rosie, I think I understand why you're probably bugging out, because for some reason you're loading down there. And I don't know why. That is weird. That is not where you're supposed to load in at all. I don't know why you're down there. Like, that's beyond, like, the death plane, too. Wait, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Or at least just at the edge of it. Oh, I can't even go over here. Oh, God. Oh, no, wait, you just... Oh, okay. You spawned in finally. Okay, there we go. Vencord? Fuck off. Actually, wait, I might need to update that. Never mind. Hello. I decided to join. I decided to fucking join a empty instance. Be like, fuck it, I'll just have people join me. And
Well,
while
there
I
you
wait,
go.
and while I wait, I just might as well fly around, take some pictures in places where I shouldn't be, like all the way up on top of the ball.
I mean, if you can, why not?
Exactly. Like, what's stopping me?
FURALITY? Oh, never mind.
Also, very appropriate given the instance.
I know.
We need at least one dragon.
I can't breathe fire.
Well,
Get on, Dragon.
It's okay.
oh my god, that's what I keep telling my friends all the time. They say like, Howley, you breathe fire! And I'm like, I do not breathe fire, I breathe air. I don't even breathe sick rhymes.
Bruh. My Leafeon can breathe fire. My Leafeon Sona can breathe fire, and that's kind of funny.
Huh.
Don't ask.
Ironic.
It's because he is a hybrid mutation of dragon.
Okay. Yeah. For me, like, I'm a Selkie, so we don't really breathe, like, we don't have, like, a cool element breath, but we do have this.
Ooh, pretty.
Oh. Well, that's neat.
See ya, Nova.
Yeah.
Not used to actually.
damn it,
having
Rosie.
hands.
No.
I got this headset like 2 days ago, so now I am enjoying the awesome power of lifting my hands above my head.
Yay! Ghost hands!
Pow!
Yeah, it's
Huzzah!
Okay.
Yes!
I
Huzzah!
saw it from a distance and I was like, oh, that looks cool. I got closer and the whole thing just started.
Yes!
Yeah.
So tell me,
Yeah.
players or GMs?
Both.
Yay.
Both? I mean, like, yes.
Yeah.
I haven't
Same here, I guess.
done anything for a very long time, actually. My group kind of, you know, dispersed after a little bit, sadly. But,
Mine
oh well.
went long distance due to things, but you know, we're still very passionate and dedicated. We actually had a Vampire the Masquerade game with 5th edition about we had a family of Giovanni vampires who actually, after the war, they moved to from Italy to Boston, and it's actually like a chronicle of this vampire family of immigrants who are setting up in Boston and gradually, through time skips, we're actually experiencing like the history of the U.S. It was actually kind of
Nico.
I like that. Like, I'm currently running Quarter Blades.
Ooh, I'm actually not
I'm coming through on your mic, by the way.
Oh, terribly sorry. I think it's because something about the audio mixing. Hang on, let me just peek outside of my boundaries real quick. Ow! And bump into things. Okay, part of the course. What am I talking? That's
You good?
I mean, that's a pro gem, but also a ficus. Sorry about that. Sorry. Oh, screen! Witness! Okay. My hands are probably doing weird things.
Yeah,
I am... the jury's out on this one. Let me get back to you as soon as I get it. Apparently, maybe I should mute for this. Should I mute for this?
Yeah,
or
you might.
Or is this kind of
But
entertaining?
it's
funny.
entertaining.
It's
It's
funny.
entertaining, to be honest.
Okay, if it's entertaining, I'm gonna keep this going so that everyone can have a good time at my expense. Well, low-key, it's not really that much of an expense. Okay, let's see.
But yeah, I highly recommend anyone who hasn't played it, heard of it, whatever, look up Court of Blades. It is one of the single coolest RPGs I've ever ran for people, and I'm having the most fun as a GM right now as I've ever had, and my players are loving it. Like, are you guys familiar with, like, Blades in the Dark?
Oh yeah, I've heard about that actually. Never played it myself, but definitely heard.
Oh god.
Yep. Very similar rule set for that one, to that one, but very different setting. It's themed around like a mixture of political intrigue, ill-advised Shakespearean romance, duels in the streets, swashbuckling, all this kind of stuff, all themed after like Renaissance Italy. And I picked that up and just plopped it down into my homebrew world of Phylum. And it is so good, man.
What system is this?
This is a Forged in the Dark game, and it's a Court of Blades specifically. It is really good if you want a game which is less, hey, we're all gonna basically become superheroes by level 5 and stomp over everything in our way.
Yeah.
And more like, if you just came off Game of Thrones and want to be a proper bastard to people, here.
Yeah, it's that one that's Blades in the Dark, but also Court Intrigue.
My campaign was full homebrew.
Yeah, like, why not?
That's right.
Well-
Just because I've got the social acumen of a... Oh?
Well, you go ahead. You're fine.
Nah, you go ahead. You've got the more interesting thing to say, I can guarantee.
Oh, probably. I mean, I've done some stupid shit with my fucking homebrew.
Yeah, fucking
Like,
send it.
so what I was gonna, one of the things I planned for like everybody, my whole entire crew, including my own character that I shoved in there, was that once we hit level 20 and did the entire 8-chapter campaign that I had homebrewed up, that I would have a second campaign that was all level 20 based, that revolved around this whole collection of these druidic spirits that were basically each one representing a different animal, and gathering those up and such like that, crystal statues. And one of my characters, my human character is the one I was using, and he has one of them, which is a purple fox. And her name is Lenora, and she used to be just a purple fox when I first started D&D as just a player. But afterwards, I kind of like gave her some communication skills, and then she kind of evolved further beyond that into basically this familiar spirit now. Where the cool thing is that because she is linked to this crystal statue, and I mean linked, if she dies in combat, she doesn't permanently die. She has her spirit goes into the statue and stays there and cannot be summoned back out for the whole 24-hour.
Like, you are so much braver than I
That
am.
is
I have
very
no
interesting.
Yeah, I have no idea how you run a D&D game for level 20 players. Like,
I was still gonna
at
be
that
working
The
on
answer
it.
is you make the problems things you can't solve with sword to throat.
Like people
That or
problems.
or you break out the really funny stat blocks.
Oh.
Take your pick.
Or that.
Oh,
Just
don't get
that
me
is
started.
level
all
20
combat
skill for me.
hyper lethal.
Don't get me started, because the whole 8-chapter campaign, and here's what the thing is, this campaign was all homebrew. I had no, fucking
Yeah. 'cause you're doing
anything
level 20
besides just
bullshit.
enemies that were basically just from the normal games, which the campaign revolved around dragon guardians of 8 different islands. And each island had a different set of enemies, different difficulty, and certain
I'll be right
points you
back.
leveled up instead of like gaining XP and such. So once we defeated a certain boss,
I don't.
everybody leveled up all at once.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean,
And we only got
honestly,
partway through chapter 2, sadly, and then we kind of broke off from there.
that's fair.
Scheduling is the enemy of every tabletop game.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, IMO, I will take like milestone leveling over XP or other like
Yes.
in-game level.
Oh, trust
like,
me.
thing level
Yeah.
any
So
day.
much.
Like,
Everybody agrees
So much
milestones.
more interesting.
Milestones are much
Experience,
better.
So much easier to
Did
fucking
such a-
balance.
Experience, in my opinion, is the opposite of immersion because you start looking at enemies as sacks of experience. And
I like
There's a way to do XP that's a little bit better.
I believe
Pathfinder
it.
has rules for it, which is objective-based XP.
Yeah.
So basically, if you start slaughtering a bunch of people, you get no XP. But say you're given an objective, save this town, clear the well, that giving XP, or disabling a trap gives you XP.
Kind of.
It's
Sort
not
of.
sort of like it's milestones of extra steps. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's kind of between.
I can
actually
see it being a good way to do it, but like at that point, I'd rather just use milestone leveling, so I can like give it to them at a moment of fucking like narrative impact. But I'm also the
It
kind
is
of
a little
person
better to
where
do it narratively.
yeah, I'm also the
It's
kind of
just
person where my
like
favorite
technical
system.
difficulties, and I come back and the circle
My
is literally
favorite-
closed.
Join us.
Yeah, I can fucking move
Join
over. I can
the
open
circle.
Join the circle.
Thank you.
No,
I
can
never
tell
really had the
my-
chance to
I'm
even
also quick to
have
note that
to
my
even
favorite
be
system
able to
is
reach
called
level 20 in a
Online Things. The
campaign.
character sheet
Oh, you
really
would've-
has
Yeah.
Mad Libs.
I got
fill
high
in the
level,
blank
like I
style
was,
components.
I think level
Like,
16 when we stopped, but we had greatly accelerated how we leveled up.
Like,
And
Okay.
the GM was
Barbarian
literally
style.
at several points saying, I don't know how to
Like,
challenge all of you.
Pulp Fiction kind of.
Okay, so
You know, you've got a couple
Yeah,
hours to
I'm
kill
hearing all about this
friends.
XP-based
Let's go have a
shit.
stupid
I am
adventure
glad I
kind
didn't
of
do that
games.
because holy fuck, one of my
Yeah,
You can
players.
write campaigns in it. I've run campaigns.
A bard of all things! A bard! No! A bard of all things, okay? A bard!
Oh, definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
final
Yeah.
boss
Crazy
fight
shit.
of
I-
chapter
My
1.
favorite system has
Calypso
to be
was
Pathfinder
his name.
First
He was a
Edition
mage.
the top?
using spheres of power.
Anyway,
Because I like giving my players
probably a couple druids,
Lego-esque
I believe.
build system.
That's
Okay, so I
crazy.
knew
Because
this
it's like,
happened.
I want
It's always a
I
bard.
want to have fireball.
okay,
It's like,
so-
alright, so that's destruction.
somebody
sphere
I had
with,
scattered a bunch of enemies out on
blast,
this on this random
blast
field I just
shape,
picked up on Google Images because I'm a fucking dumbass like that.
explosive.
Anyways, one of the
plus
enemies was a
element
specific
flight.
wyvern, a small
And
wyvern at that
there's
point.
3 of
Ice
those, by the
wyvern,
way.
specifically.
You can either
My
light them on
bard,
fire and primarily
who
lean
is a
on
blind
them
bard,
being
and I'll get to
ignited,
that in just a moment
damage.
because that's a whole
You
other
can
tangent
scorch
and a
them,
half.
which is your classic fireball.
Looks at the ice wyvern out of all
and
the enemies and
there's
says,
a smoke-based
"Nobody
one
touch that
causes,
wyvern."
At least I think it's smoke that causes dazzling and blindness.
He walks up to it once it's
as
his
it
turn
burns people's eyes and
I
stuff.
and
love those
wants
kinds of
to
systems.
tame it.
You can get into some shenanigans
Oh.
on both sides
wow.
of the table.
Yeah, and mind
Motherfucker
you,
rolls
the
a
system's
straight
also
up
designed
nat
for
30.
The GM to also have access
Gets
to
a
this
plus
very
10 in
system
animal
for
handling and rolls a
creatures.
nat
Like,
20.
I'm running a zombies campaign.
Oh, wow.
That,
And the wyvern
plays
is
on Sundays.
actually like
The
difficulty 30
concept
at
of
that
it,
point, which
players can use
Fuck.
spheres, of course, and they're expected
Wait, so he
to,
just
but
walks up
there's
to it
one
and he's
thing
like,
I
"Hey,
have- I
you're mine
remind
now."
them.
By the way, just wanted to
yeah,
let you
he
know.
enemies
literally
are
just
using
did
it.
that. And he got it. I was like,
My
fuck it.
earliest
I gave it to him.
Zombie
And even
types that
better,
they're
I had
using
like a
because
book of
they're,
like spells that all
the
these
whole
different
idea of the
enemies
campaign
knew.
is there are
And I told him
words.
at the end of each of his turns, he'd
evils
roll
that
a
have awoken,
1d4, and
and
whatever
they
he
flavor
rolled,
the undead
the
under
wyvern
their
would
control.
attack that attack.
One of them, the one that they're interacting with first, is called
People
Okay.
ask me why I don't run
All of
D&D
these
now.
undead.
And
This is the mindless trait.
D&D. D&D's fun as a
They are
player.
not
As a
mind
GM,
players.
having to flip through like
Which
7
means
books
they
to
can
find out whether that's what
tactical
happened.
maneuvers. They can make tactical maneuvers.
Oh yeah, that's why I did homebrew. I wasn't gonna
Not
fucking look
that is-
through books.
that is
Fuck
so
books.
mindless.
Homebrew all
They're
the way.
not immune to mind
I
effect.
know 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
They're
can I
smart
run
enough to be able to commit to tactics like flanking
can I
members,
run my
going
setting by
after
you
certain
guys?
parts,
Yeah, go ahead,
members
go
of your party.
Sure.
Okay.
But there's 2 of them. There's the that I have set up
Here's
for
the
initiative.
elevator.
There's the slaughter zombie.
Welcome to the world of violence.
Is
A bright,
a duelist
colorful,
sphere-based.
and
That's
cheery
the martial
world.
spheres. Duelist
where
means that this enemy, when it slashes you with its arm blades, because it's got Edward
Anthropomorph, which is basically a
Scissorhands,
furry,
instead with
one-third
swords.
animal, two-thirds human.
It slashes you, and you're now
Or
bleeding.
a wild form,
But it
which is
has
basically
one extra
two-thirds
talent
animal, one-third
because it's
human, and they are
sacrificing
See ya,
the
Taquito.
other feature of duelist
closer
sphere.
to the size
To
and
cause the
Also,
body
fuck you,
type
Melanie,
as
for
the other one.
spilling
So
ice.
if you're like
Which
a
means
mouse,
you
you're like 3
5
feet tall,
points of
and kind of
healing
like
or
cartoony,
more
and you can
to
download
stop
bucket if you want.
bleeding.
Or if you're
DC 20
a
heal
elephant,
chance.
then you might be 90+ feet tall.
And mind you, this is what they're encountering
makes
at
no
level
difference
1.
mechanically.
There's
no
also
social difference in this game.
other
Literally,
one,
just
the
me saying,
Breaker
hey,
zombie,
make whatever character
which
body type you
is,
want.
it has hammers for hands.
Magic is extremely common
And
in
it
the
uses
Ghibli
the
sense, where
Berserker
there's soft
Sphere,
magic all over the place.
which allows it when it smashes
Instead of
into
fireflies, you have
it
minor
smashes
elementals
into
splitting
it
in and
applies
out
the
at night.
battered condition, which applies
The
a
moon is
penalty
different
to your
color every
COD.
single night, and that's how the
And it
calendar is
has a
tracked.
feature on top of that.
Because it's Roy G gave color through a 7-day week, and the moon phases are very regular to go from waning and waxing, and that's how you just have a season, which there are 6 seasons.
But it applies the battered condition, which applies a -2, I
All
believe,
livestock
to your
is
CMD,
replaced by
as long
giant
as you're
insects
battered.
instead.
However,
So
it also has an effect called
So
Bone Breaker,
instead of a cat,
which
you
is
would have a
another
kitty.
part of that exact thing,
Which
which
is
applies a giant one,
chubby,
which has
fluffy
damage
bumblebee with conical antenna. If you want a dog, you would have a chirp hound, which is a creature. You would ride on buggy bugs across the city instead of a horse and carriage. And if you are a noble knight, you might have a gallop hound.
That is the
It is a bright and colorful,
taking advantage of cover,
beautiful world, and
various
it is pitch
environments
black
that
political
can
intrigue,
not
inspired by
get hit
Game of
by
Thrones
zombies.
and the tragedy of
And that is one thing
it is entirely,
that is my main
and you,
goal.
in Court of Blades, you are retainers for a noble house. So there's the dichotomy of the cutesy, colorful, cartoony world you're in,
come into the encounter
and
expecting
the
just
dark
like, oh yeah, I'm just
plot
gonna
that
hit
you are
him.
now part of.
Good.
Hey, listen, you bought me. You literally just bought me on the having a little bumblebee as a pet. You bought me already. You bought me.
Yeah, it is very common, and they are actually better for the environment than real-life cats, because cats are, in real life, I love cats, they're adorable. They're horrifically dangerous, they're horrifically dangerous invasive species that are wiping out things
The main point
only
of the
being out like
campaign
humans in that
is
regard.
the party.
Meanwhile, honeybees,
They were
help
hired
plants,
by
help flowers.
by the name
They like to sip on
doesn't have any
nectar.
further name
And you can give them a ball of yarn and they'll bat it around on the ground.
Depending on
I love that.
they committed in
They
life.
have wings like this big, and they can still fly.
Yeah.
Some of them
It does have that whole like back hunched over like
if they're from deep
kind of
north,
I
love them. I love them. They're so adorable.
Messenger pigeons are replaced by dragonflies.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, I remember.
And a lot of the characters, a lot of the people in this world have animal friends.
And now in the
Because why
second
not?
game, it's a French.
One of the power players in the first iteration of this was Casey Waring. Pleasure to meet you. And he is from Troa, which is sort of like the mountainous Asian capital. And they are very much like Victorian England, steampunk America kind of vibes.
I'm loving
More
that.
technologically advanced.
I'm loving that. Yeah.
However,
I can offer one and the
they
other.
despise traditional
You gotta
spells.
accept both.
Mm.
He's supposed to be a little
So,
cryptic,
but they are still allies with Syria, which is more like the medieval Renaissance France, England, Germany, or Italy, depending on what area you're
He
in.
doesn't want people asking too many questions because
And
he's
Syria, like every one of the other nations knows, okay, this is a culture where they had recently invented the equivalent of the automobile. And everyone else is stuck on like swords and sorcery. So everyone is very well aware, okay, these guys are flat out the most dangerous people here, and they despise magic. Syria has a lot of magic.
and
And they are also actively at war with the sealing court of the Fae.
He's not going to be the apocalypse
paper
is
are
gone
allies.
for a hot minute.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
It's
and the Fae in this world are the insectoid people.
as they
Okay.
arrive
So,
in the town,
so,
they're getting off the ship. The first event
If you have a butterfly person, you would be a Fae. If you're from
smash it
Syria.
into the human
Okay.
capital.
However, if you're from a different place,
Okay.
if you are from Troa in the underground cave systems, you are actually a dwarf.
And the party,
And
mind you,
there is no
the party
social
members
difference
are humans.
there between
So
dwarves, like non,
so they just get to start the campaign
buzz,
watching the
otherwise known as
world
kin,
get basically
non-kin
nuked
dwarves
from
and kin dwarves.
space.
No social difference whatsoever.
And then
The Fae are
to top it
very
off,
much
they
seen
start
as
hearing
monsters.
screaming
And
and
considering that
and the question
the
from there
Fae,
becomes,
not dwarves or anything else, but the Fae literally can
and
drink blood and get an emotional profile and pictures of memories of personally.
Oh my god.
They do so kind of like a wine or drugs, but it only works if it's fresh from the tap. So they bottle it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yep, so you will have the beautiful butterfly woman, a gown of her own wings curled around herself, and an upside-down virgin with a throat slap as she's just licking it.
That is insane.
Okay,
Oh my god.
Went 0 to 100.
Yep.
Okay.
I repeat. Yeah, exactly. I wanted this again. Meanwhile, you also have.
You're selling. Yeah, you're selling me. Yeah, you're selling. Yeah, you're. I'm sold. By the way, you're just adding on to the. You're just adding on to the pile.
But that's not where the threat is. In Court of Blades, canonically by the book, I included as much of the lore from the original book as possible because it's only focused on a single city rather than a continent. And you are a retainer for one of the six six houses Mason in the setting. So you are serving one of the big dogs. My players are serving House Corvetto, which are the brutal kneecap busting. You're going to do what we say. House like there, so we unintentionally have an ego game going.
Okay.
And they're currently their sworn enemies because who would have thought me and anti-cap would have made the rich people House Masters.
Exactly.
So they decided they hate House Alonda, and I've made the single most vile villain I've ever made in any tabletop game I've ever done.
I'm interested. Tell me about it.
I gotta set the scene for it because this character does not work if you don't have the context for what they've done in this game.
Gotcha.
In this game, you heal your resource called Stress, which allows you to sort of like push yourself, do cool stuff. But this character casts magic because he has a class called a Knack, which is an all-encompassing term of someone who can innately use magic in some way.
When I'm playing a bard, I like the.
And I would say it's like wizards, witches, all that kind of stuff is just a difference in how you apply your magic. And there are people with very little magical ability who learn these skills and apply more of these techniques to what they do to get the same kind of magical effect, and they would still be counted.
Fucking place built up so quick, what the fuck?
But Maxwell, a spherical, adorable badger boy.
Loving that already. Yeah.
He's Lucius as well, so he's just white and blonde fur rather than white and black.
And that was kind of the reason he was a
quote-unquote indulgence, how you recover stress, is obligation, and he chose his little sister.
And then they ran off.
So yes, honey badger.
That was more was running through his head, so when a lot of people were flirting.
So they're having a nice dinner, and he wanted to see what happens if he overindulges, or if you try to heal more stress than you have. Good news is, he found out.
Oh, great.
So he heard a knock at the door. It's currently raining outside. Excuse me, sir. May I please come in? He opens the door, and there is this like wet dog, drenched, 3-foot tall mouse man with like a newsy cap and like a wrap package. I have a delivery. Please, may I come in just to get out of the rain? And this is like after he shooed his little sister into the back room because this is a political intrigue. You do not show weakness or things that can be exploited. So he comes in, sits on the table, and hangs up his hat and all that kind of stuff. He goes. In the meantime, Maxwell goes over and opens the package, and inside there is a basket of freshly made, wonderfully smelling lemon juice. It's important to know that House Alonda, their heraldry, has a lemon on it because I did that proof for everybody's heraldry. And they had already fucked over House Alonda by framing them for stealing the crown jewel of an auction in the previous era. And then he just a golden envelope. I say that you open the envelope. He does. And it comes out of the envelope, unfolds, glorious magical strips going across, very expensive, clearly, because House Alonda is guaranteed benefit as well. And it's
Yeah.
Dearest sir, I am we are dreadful. We seem to suspect that there is something between our ignoble houses. And basically just went down this long line of very thinly veiled, fuck with us again and there's gonna be problems.
Okay.
And at the very end it says dash E, and here's behind him. It's like, that's quite curious actually. As he drops the letter and he sees the mouse from before, body language completely changed. Grabs one of the pastries, takes bites. It's quite interesting. When I was listening earlier, I heard two voices in this, but I only see one of you, so I do wonder who you're hiding.
Oh, that is tea. Sorry.
I advise strongly that you listen to the letter.
I know that much.
Otherwise, he may have to have a different type of talk. As he stands up and leaves. So the complication was, yeah, now you are being threatened. And you know what they made their next errand? Breaking up a wedding between them and the Bank of Brass and Bones. So they immediately went over and stopped one of their major power plays by destroying their connection. And unfortunately, this character, simply known at this point as the Mouse, was there and full on held one of them at gunpoint underneath the table at the wedding to keep him from going out and causing more problems. And as that's all happening, eventually one of them does a gathering from, like, Murray, the raccoon inventor man who the Mouse is talking to, looks at the gather information check and finds that she succeeds. And I say, good, you are going to learn some very important information about the person you're with. After his plans to more or less keep you out of things and save his house from whatever's going on to be ruined, after he sees proof that you have completely annihilated any chance of happening, they did that by smuggling the groom out after seducing him after finding out he was gay.
Okay.
It's a political marriage.
Oh my god.
It's a political marriage. They don't need to love each other. They just need to marry. And the wife is, I described as being made out of cold winter wind and razor blades, and it looks like her disapproval will physically touch you. And Maxwell apparently used to date her. Oh, so that spherical little badger boy. It's a running joke now that the hottest women love him. Anyway,
you know what? Hey,
they want someone soft.
Listen, yeah.
You give them codes, and then you can connect them by punching the code into it.
After Maxwell seduced and smuggled out the groom of the wedding, and they are now on a literal called a paramour clock to see if that develops into anything. After the Mouse, understanding that they have completely and irrefutably destroyed his plan, is very mildly annoying.
Mildly, okay.
No emotional reaction. No, I will swear vengeance. No, I am going to destroy you. This is someone who is here to do a job and is here to earn a paycheck. And you get the impression that there is no emotional connection to anything around him. And if killing every single person in this room painfully and slowly was the quickest and most effective way to get what he needed, he would do so without a moment's hesitation. And this is the person that they just crossed. Very well. Apologies. May we never meet again, Murray. And then he leaves. So, here's where things finally hit the pan, where the shit hits the fan. After Maxwell managed to get away from House Alonda soldiers who are chasing after him in After another annoyingly tense moment with the Senora herself, who is literally the baddest bitch in Ilrian. She owns the prostitution trade and is the primary spy master as a result. She knows everyone's secret, and yeah, another extremely dangerous person in this city you don't want to cross. After she saved his ass and more or less demanded that they get the thing that they just gave to the mob, because this game gets complicated.
Of course.
He goes out and he sees smoke coming from the direction of his
I think I
apartment.
found it.
He goes over there and finds the entire building up in flames. He charges in and he sees the bodies of his friends, not family, he only has his little sister.
Yeah, that's the one. Full Metal Panic. Inspired by Gundam.
Running through here as his friends and neighbors charred corpses who failed to escape the blaze in time. Manages to make his way up to the apartment, and he sees, almost passing out from smoke inhalation, a single vase on the kitchen table, almost flames like an element from a stove coming out from the bottom of it in all directions. And on the table is an unburnt daffodil yellow, the color of House of Water. And I tell him, if you search, you're going to be taking level 3 harm, which will put you out of the sea. Level 4 harm means and he will guarantee you to take harm. You can search and try to find your little sister. Or you know below, they are stretching out sheets to catch people. You know that if you bail, you could survive.
Hurt to hell and just having to
You decided to jump.
exit out of it.
And after that session, every one of us said, guys, I'm the GM. I cannot influence you as players. It's not me. It's my role to tell you what to do. We all agree the mouse needs to die, right? Yes. I, the GM, think this motherfucker needs to die.
Like, as a collective, we all don't like him. Yeah.
No, this is perhaps the worst motherfucker that we've ever hated in life. And the good news is, because this was their first tragedy, I did go a little easy on it. Because the end of the first social system, which is 3 afternoons in a row, going through basically one per month, a quarter of the year, he managed to find a trail of honeysuckle flowers, which aren't tied to any particular house necessarily, but there are honeysuckle bushes outside of the manor of the former Prince Soraya Ternet. Prince is a gender-neutral term in Ilrian, so she's a woman.
Okay.
Who has been dishonorably cast out of grace. Hello, I'm just telling them about the mouse.
I have so many things.
That's my boyfriend, by the way.
I forgot something else that was
But they find out that Soraya, for some reason, has honey in her mansion.
The male main character,
No injury,
which is
no
taken
pain.
way more
And
seriously.
everyone was wondering, how
anyone
the
else
fuck did
in the
this
room.
happen? They're gonna find out on the start of the next episode.
Because it kept stealing his orders.
But yes, and for extra juiciness, Soraya is a bumblebee woman, so she's a fae.
Like, if that tells you the shenanigans.
She's the only one, as far as anyone knows, in the city of Ilver.
Yeah, nothing about my campaign can top all of that shit. Jesus.
Your game could be like.
But
There's no
the
compare, your game is
weapons
awesome and so
I made for my players are quite insane. Each player did get like a special weapon, and there were several druids. My character was a ranger. There was still a bard, and there was also
because I am that exact same kind
oh,
of
there was also a mage. I remember that, and a warlock. Almost forgot the warlock.
Oh, you got a big heart.
Oh yeah, we did. And so one of the things that I gave to one of the enemies in this one boss fight was a sniper rifle, a bolt action, because this was team based, and It was specifically the Springfield.
I am free of thought. I really want to go.
Okay.
So so how this guy got it? It was the warlock that actually grabbed it. He actually he was sneaking around, and he found like a small porthole where the sniper rifle was aimed out of, and he actually rolled to like take it out of the guy's hand, succeeded, and actually started shooting back. Now, the cool thing about how I built this is that the Springfield has 5 shots.
I'm excited on that.
Well, okay, my hand doesn't have 5 fingers, but you get the idea.
I don't like playing it alone.
So, I'm like, okay, how can I make this worthwhile for having 5 shots? Oh, I know. Dexterity. Your dexterity multiplier resembles how many shots you can fire off.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
So if you have 0 or lower, so basically if you have a +1 or lower, you can only get off 1 shot. But as long as you have a higher than that, you can get off 2, 3, 4, even all 5 in 1 turn.
I was about to say, this is a video game. Get the person with negative dexterity, have them do it, and then they just spawn bullets.
That's real.
Ah, nice.
Oh, God. I don't know what's worse.
Keep cocking the gun. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
I don't know what's worse.
No, yeah, you got it.
I mean, that's not the worst gun, obviously. Like, I have a laser rifle as well that somebody had craft, and that's fun because I
Craft a
okay,
laser
okay,
rifle.
okay. They didn't craft it; they brought it to an artisan. Is what it is. And they crafted that. And after it was a charge rifle. So there was also a charge pistol in the game. But the charge rifle is better than the charge pistol. And charge pistol basically like Halo, charge pistol, charge it up, big blast, blah blah blah. And for it, when you do that, since it overheats in the game immediately, basically you can't use it for 1 turn. Charge pistol. Same thing with the charge rifle. But this thing is a lot more powerful. When you use the charge variant, you take aim, and if you land your hit on the first target, it'll hit everything behind it. It has piercing damage. And the crazier thing is that whatever damage you roll, you multiply that by 4 for the first target, and then 3 for the second, 2 for the third, and then that damage plane for the last target.
And this was D&D?
Yep, my homebrew.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Oh, okay. See, I'm also using 5e for my own homebrew stuff, but I'm more of a player. I haven't ran it in a while. What I did...
My best advice is, if you do decide to branch out into GMing, don't start with Dungeons and Dragons. It is way crunchier of a system than you think it would be.
Okay. What I did, since I've played a lot of 5e for like 2.5 years now, I combined some of the stuff from 5e and the Cyberpunk Red because I wanted to run a Cyberpunk-related game with the systems of 5e. That way, because most of the people that I know are a lot more used to 5e, but I also wanted to introduce some of the stuff from Cyberpunk Red into that system, into my homebrew world that I ended up doing, which it's still on the wraps, but they did manage to convince me to run like a couple of sessions, and I'm very glad they enjoyed it. Still kind of on the wraps because I'm still working on story, still working on characters. I still have to draw like a crap ton of characters to get done with the story, but I'm pretty much glad that everything else is going like well so far. I could tell you. You know what? Sure. So,
without much I ramble, go ahead.
Okay, you're good. Hey, you're good. Have any of you are any of you familiar with Cyberpunk 2077?
Only the glitches.
Okay. So, let me introduce you Night City. Night City is pretty much imagine. I want you to imagine. You get what Night City is.
Yeah, Night City.
It's really bad. I want you to imagine Detroit, California, all together matched up. It is 2077. It is the future. You have AVs, which is basically flying cars. AVs. You have personality constructs. You have guns that are pretty much kind of impossible, but they work somehow. And you have. And the one thing that I will always tell to my players, and I tell this as straight up as possible, and this is one of the reasons why I also love Cyberpunk, is that life is expendable. Your life, unfortunately, does not matter. It is incredibly easy to die. I shit you not, you will be randomly walking around on the street and you will find a dead body or two, and you will just go on measly on your day. It is an incredibly dark setting. And I love it. No, yeah. So to explain to you the story so far, I'll have to introduce you to the characters, and I'll go ahead. We have Callisto, our netrunner. A netrunner is basically a hacker on steroids. Since the world runs on technology, netrunners are basically the mages of this world. They have the ability to control pretty much anything related to technology via something called a what was it called? Crap. It was, I had it in this a netrunner tablet. Yeah, it's a tablet. It's a chip that's usually inserted in the side of your neck that connects to your cerebral cortex. Thank you. That it usually, when you connect that, you have the ability to interface with the net, to physically manipulate the net and manipulate anything related to the net. Meaning that people with cybernetics, you have the ability to literally and figuratively hack their arm. You can hack their arm. You can make it move by yourself.
There's like, it's hack the arm, punch them in the nuts, and don't stop.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, Callisto, our netrunner, he is I love them so much because their character is super silly, but their backstory is super sad. So, one thing that you should know about Cyberpunk is that, Cyberpunk is that corporations pretty much just run the entire world. There's a lot of super corporations that basically control pretty much everything in the world. There's Arasaka, which is the lead in tech. There is Militech, which is the lead in armaments, guns, and pretty much all. There's a bunch, but to give you their backstory, Callisto is ever since they were a child, both of their parents were actually operatives from Arasaka, and they met via a mission. To find a secret weapon that Militech was developing. And they both met in that mission. They were like, hey, you know what? We work really well together. We're gonna go ahead and start doing more missions together. And Arasaka was like, you know what? Sure. Let's go ahead and give you more missions, and you're going to go on them together. Since you guys work. Oh crap! I'm lagging. Sorry, my bad. I was lagging. Since you guys work pretty well together. So turns out, they fall in love with it. They fall in love. They're like, hey, you know what? I truly love you. You are one of the only people that truly gets my situation, since they're both slaves for Arasaka. And they say, you know what? Fuck this. I hate being controlled by them. We're gonna run away. We're going to not associate ourselves with this. Oh no, I didn't. By the way, just letting you know. No, absolutely not. They're not well. So when they were I shit you not, they were in the hospital delivering their child, and Arasaka raided the fucking building. Mind you, no, actually raided the building, brought in 2 military AVs full of people, and just started absolutely blasting and killing everything. The dad died protecting the mother because the mom managed to... She jumped out of the window. She jumped out of the window. It was they were in the second story. Oh no, after giving birth.
Okay, that is...
No, after giving birth. That is crazy. No, yeah, that is fucking crazy. She was absolutely running on straight up adrenaline, and the only thing that saved her is because of her cybernetics. You know, really quickly.
Strangling someone with the umbilical cord.
Really funny. You know what would be absolutely hilarious?
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. I bring life into the world and I can take it out.
Hey, listen, I have to go. Hey, listen, I have to go. But I'm gonna remind you why I'm the girl in this household right now. I am her. And then she jumps out the window. Anyway, you think I care? No, you think I care? You think I care that I am in anesthesia? No, bitch, I actually don't. But no, she jumps out the window and breaks both of her legs, and she crawls down. She crawls a couple blocks to this orphanage, and then lays down her baby. She cuts off the umbilical cord, lays the baby down, and then dies in a nearby alley. And that's how Callisto was born.
I just imagine like some guy in the gutter, just like a bucket of KFC, just looking, just like
just like, oh shit.
Eyes wide. That's
just like,
fucked up even for here.
Hey, listen, I've seen a lot, but that's new.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot, but that's new. But no, we also have our main
DNA, because that's some insane shit for a person to be able to do.
No,
you can make a lot of value weapons with that.
No, yeah. So the reason why they were very important assets to Arasaka is because they were one of the only net runners that actually understood what the Black Wall was. To give you a small explanation of what the Black Wall is, long story short, the rise of AIs made it to where AIs tried to take over the world for a little bit, and then the humans were like, hey, I actually don't want you to do that.
Tried to take over the world? It's that Bart Moss, the motherfucker, made all the AIs go fucking rabid. There were a few AI that didn't go rabid, so they worked with the fucking squishy meat bags to build a new AI that walls off all the rabid AIs by fucking eating them when they try to get across. And that AI that fucking deletes the rabid ones is the Black Wall. And that is the purpose of Netwatch, is to keep the fucking Black Wall up and keep society from collapsing even further from Bart Moss's fuck up.
I was gonna get into Netwatch. Thank you. So, no, hey, you're good. You're good. I'm explaining to them. I have a tabletop that's inspired by cyberpunk. Well, not inspired. It is cyberpunk, but anyway.
Yeah, you're not running the cyberpunk system because that thing makes fucking Shadowrun fun to run occasionally.
So I'm using. I combined some of the stuff from 5e, and I'm using I'm using cyberpunk specifically. Their system with, first of all, Friday Night Firefight and their damage system. I'm using that, and also some of the stuff from 5e. But continuing on, so the reason why those two people were so important is because they were two of the only netrunners that had the ability to go to the black wall, to physically interface their minds in the black wall and extract information from it. That's why Arasaka wanted them so bad. And when they went rogue, Arasaka was like, okay, well, I don't want you to keep all that information, so I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you and your husband. And of course, you know, the baby survived, and the baby grew up to be Callisto, the person I'm telling you about. Callisto's lore is incredibly crazy, but there's like 1, 2, 3, there's like 4 other characters that I want to get it. There's 4 other characters that have even crazier lore. So
Cyberpunk does have some
I'm trying shit lore in the back to just say like, ooh, I have an idea for this because that's not my game. But boo.
Hey, listen, you're good. So we got Callisto. That's our netrunner. We have one of the most me personally, why characters in this campaign right now. His name is Travis. So Travis was a normal solo. To explain to you what a solo is, it's basically a mercenary. He's basically a mercenary. He's you're run-of-the-mill mercenary. He will do job. You ask him to do a job. If you want him to kill someone, he got it. He got you. If you want him to extract some information, he got you. None of the most military.
It's like your fighter.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are really good with guns. They're really good with melee weapons. They're also the ones that can survive more effectively than anyone else because of their main mechanic that's in Cyberpunk Red, allowing them to allocate as an action to allow them to take damage, deal damage, heal people better, more effectively. They're the combat expert. You need to have a solo in your party for any good heist to go over anywhere near well, like Jackie in 2077.
R.I.P. my
He
man
has the
Jackie,
ability
sorry.
to dual-wield guns. That's actually quite rare in Cyberpunk.
Which is crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
Going to our lore for our solo. So, Travis originally was a run-of-the-mill guy. Really shitty family. I'm not gonna get into the lore of his family because also crazy, but
it's classic.
Yeah, classic. Long story short, he gets a hold of a gang. He makes his own gang called the Unwanted, and he gathers up a bunch of people to, you know, be a part of his gang. And basically the mentality of this gang is basically like, if society completely rejects you and you have nowhere to go, I will be here to get you back in your feet because I believe in family and I believe in people giving second chances, whatever. Anyway, so
how many incels?
Oh, a lot.
Oh no.
Oh, a lot. There's two. There are two people in that gang that are crazy. The person that plays Travis put him in, by the way.
Oh, God.
And they are unfortunately. But anyway, so they had this. No.
No. I'm just saying him putting him into his own gang is not your problem as a team.
That's his.
Unless you have to roleplay, in which case.
I am very glad. I am 100% glad I don't have to roleplay them.
Okay.
I just have to roll for them. I just have to roll.
Okay,
I just have to roll. That's really it.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I just made their stat logs. I just made their weapons. I made their abilities, and that's really it. That's all I did. I don't want to roleplay any of them because I already have. Anyway, let me not get it off track. Anyway, so Travis, he took this one job. By the way, one thing that you should know about Travis is that he is a cyber junkie. And to quickly explain to you what a cyber junkie is someone that puts a lot of cybernetics in their body.
Yeah,
They're
the ones that bore on becoming cyber psychos.
Exactly. I was gonna get into cyberpsychosis. Cyberpsychosis is basically losing your own grip of reality and becoming just a mindless husk that just knows kill, 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 kill.
Fun fact, mechanically, you can become a cyber psycho with no cybernetics at all.
Which is, I'll talk to you about that in a second. Because I was a part of a game. Sorry. I'll talk to you about that in a second. I'm trying so hard to focus. But, okay. You're good. So, to kind of jump the gun a little bit, they took this one job and he ended up absolutely losing it. Long story short, someone in the gang that he really liked fucking died and he went berserk. He killed a lot of people, including an entire max stack squad. Which, to give you a little bit of context of max stack. Max stack is if shit goes down, we bring them type of guys. They are the guys that they fight cyber psychos with cyber psychos, and a cyber psycho killed a group of 4 cyber psychos. That's how bad Travis
Max is who you send in when you need the corporation's elite fuckers to back the fuck off.
Exactly.
They're above the corporate elite units, but they're like below shit like Atom Smasher, where this person kills legends kind of deal.
Exactly. So, basically, after that, Travis, after he kind of had this little main character moment of holy fuck, I just killed a bunch of people, he killed himself. What the fuck? He took his gun, put one on his brain. But what he didn't realize is that the Netrunner put something that I made called a backup engram on him. That if in case he died, his memory will be restored in that engram. So, when he killed himself, he lasted in a dumpster truck in the dump around 10 years, and then that backup engram rebooted.
I said I'm sorry. I'm not able to do anything. I want to say something, but I can't because this guy has been yapping for a while. Why am I not being heard?
Yeah, exactly.
Because had, if you remember, he was in the dump zone for 3 months.
For 3 months. Just 3 months.
And luckily that meant that there wasn't any real damage to any important any walk going on.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll just change my fucking desktop audio to fucking 50%. We'll just do that. Now y'all can never stop hearing me.
His brain got shot, which is why he didn't run.
Yep, but we do want to finish because we're still going through the story.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry. So, you're good. Okay. So, after he wakes up, first of all, he wakes up, takes one step, his leg is gone. By the way, his leg is gone. He only had one leg cybernetic, so he took one step, the bone snapped, and he was like, oh shit, wait, I don't feel any pain. This is weird. Why is this happening? Turns out, he didn't keep the memories from that cyber psychosis attack that he did. He didn't keep those memories. Just the engram that keeps his personality was activated. But he didn't keep any of his memories. So, after he wakes up, he gets some help. He becomes pretty much a cyborg at this point, and he gets slowly throughout the campaign gets memories of what he was, what he is. And that's the story of Travis. That's the story of our main damage dealer. The other three, actually no, two. The other two characters in our campaign, they have cool background stories, but it's not like super long. We have Vidra. She is our techie. She is a stripper, but specifically, what is it called? You know the strippers in. Yeah, she's a joy toy. So a joy toy is basically someone who, okay, imagine a stripper, one of the male stripper, but they have a chip in their brain that turns on and basically it's like, crap, I'm trying to find a good way to explain it. Like, they get put in a trance to where whatever the person wants in that moment, they will actually do. I think that's a good way to explain it. Yeah. Wants or needs.
Because remember what happens in V
Yeah,
interacts
with V and yeah.
He's
And
a therapist.
Forgot about that, but no, yeah. Basically, she's a joy toy. And basically what she's trying to do, she's trying to get money to finally build a, in quote, machine that can help her dying mother. But you know, it's Night City. You can't really find the money to do that, and you can't really find the resources to do that off the mill. So you got to get that money. So basically, she's a hustler, and she joins the main group because of. I'll tell you the main story after I'm done with the characters. She joins the main group because of money. She needs money. She needs to get her stuff. And our Mad Techie, her name is Aria. She is, how can I explain it? She is a failed asset from Arasaka. So, in my cyberpunk universe, Arasaka was working on a new project called Project Valkyrie. What they were trying to make, they were trying to artificially make cyber psychos from the ground up. They grabbed random homeless people, jacked them with cybernetics that they themselves made, and put in controller chips inside them. That way, they could always be monitored. Aria was that, but they failed to insert the chip because of story reasons that I will get into later. They failed to insert that chip, and Aria managed to run away. And she's constantly being hunted by Arasaka, and yeah, that's pretty much the lore for her. The player joined in last minute, so I had to involve them into the story. They joined last minute, so I had to involve them in the story. I had to do a bunch of stuff, but that's basically the story so far.
I don't like doing too much backstory for myself. Just enough to define myself, and then I let the game define what I turn into.
For my character, my character has 2 companions due to the campaign that I run. He used to just have the fox, but I had this one image in my inventory of images, and it was of this dragon shrimp. Tiny little fucker, though in the sheet that it had, it was small to medium. I'm like, nah, that's not gonna work with me. No, when this thing curls up into a ball, baseball size. But it's adorable as fuck, chaotic as hell. My campaign said orange cat vibes. I went with it. The funny thing is what it can do. You see, there is a reason why I made him baseball size. He has a special bonus action that I gave to him called Hard Shell Projectile. You can kind of see where this is going.
Right, I see it.
Yeah, basically he can be loaded into a sling, or I've actually had him been loaded. He was loaded in once into a cannon, a blunderbuss actually. It's fucking funny.
That's funny. I love that.
And even funnier about it is that he is a living projectile. So, if the players miss their attack, his name is Wasabi. Wasabi can roll as well to hit to curve the shot. He can also land a nat 20. He can also land a nat 20 too, and he will absolutely annihilate shit. One time he actually like went straight through. He blasted somebody's head clean off once, and just came out of the ground like. Just the happy little guy. Just blood and crater just blood everywhere. One singular crater, and he's just like.
I love that.
But here's the better part.
Characters I have can be summed up in like 2 or 3 words, and then it just ends up being like the last.
Fair.
It can basically be summed up as Baymax, but a cop.
I love that.
Unit
love that.
70-U13, otherwise known as Louis. Hello, my name is Louis, and he is an 8-foot-tall brass automaton powered by steam and like fire and water magic inside of him. He's like, hello,
I love that.
I am Louis.
That's
You seem
awesome.
to be committing a crime. Please put down your weapons and come with me to the precinct. And you see the dagger? Click. You've chosen option 2, gratuitous violence. Fear not, I will not kill you. And then we have healers at the precinct. GM, this is the only time I ever asked a GM for anything infinite. I asked, can he have a bottomless bag of hard candy that he gives to like, people who are being good citizens and criminals who put down their weapons before fighting? And he said, absolutely. So,
Yeah, yes! Oh my god.
so this
Just a bag that can hold just a bag of holding with just a bunch of Jolly Ranchers.
his fist is like this far wide, and the bag is like this big. And he
That's
has
funny.
a warhammer with like the head of it is like folds out. Like,
Oh god.
Because I went for more of a golem kind of warforged than the typical like I am a person but actually a robot. I went no, I am a fucking walking suit.
Oh, I am a unit.
And
I am the unit.
Yes, exactly.
The head of the hammer is about the size of a mini fridge. And I was not prepared for how destructive this boy was gonna be. Because he got the most kills, aside from one stupid NPC enemy who used lightning bolts in a fully metal room and killed himself and all of his allies.
Your character reminds me of one of the first ever campaigns that I've ever played. Reminds me of a Warforged I had. His name was Nine, and his entire gist was that he is a walking furnace.
Oh god.
Before we continue,
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, continue. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
I do too.
No, you're all good.
Yeah, go ahead,
He's
though.
now the party's intern because he's the new.
Ah!
He brings them.
Bruh.
About him bringing them their coffee and bring like the barbarian like a vegan soy matcha latte. And raw black coffee for the road.
Oh my god.
Black coffee is crazy.
Okay, so
Black coffee is delicious. They don't.
so there is one more thing about wasabi. There is one more thing about wasabi that I did for him, and y'all know lockpicks, right? Fuck lockpicks. Wasabi is a living lockpick, and it's funny.
That's real.
Because instead of rolling lockpicking, you just roll animal handling, and it's funny. Because if he gets a nat 20, he just looks at the lock and slaps it with his tail, and it's just off.
Gasoline?
Okay, good.
Oh god.
He would chug gasoline. Well, okay, it was more or less not actually gasoline, but the way it was described, it might as well have been gasoline. He was a
No,
giant warforged.
this hour has been fun and shit like that. I did send a friend request to you, so if you want to like join me at any time later on and shit like that, and just to hear any more of my crazy ideas, trust me, I have a lot, especially my custom weapons.
My face
Trust
is my
me.
shield.
Then come on, then like join me anytime.
Hey, listen, absolutely. Hey, listen.
Occasionally,
I got you
you'll see
100%, and
somebody
thank you.
deaths.
Thank you.
I mean, the craziest thing I have is a monk with a double barrel shotgun.
This is the deity he
Oh
worships.
my god!
Don't ask! It's funny because just recoil. Whee!
Listen. The craziest thing that I've done. See, I love scythes. I think scythes are super
Oh
cool.
god, yes. And he's a failed alchemist
Yeah,
too.
as it was
Yeah, the
and
craziest thing that I did
on.
was a trick weapon
And
that's
as
a
he is the
scythe that
follower
turns
of the
into a
deity of the martyrs and the broken.
Ooh.
slug shotgun.
Ooh.
Ilmater.
Okay, so
So
Ruby.
they were used so the way
It's
so the
D&D
yeah. So the way that
his
it
name starts with an M.
yeah, similar to Crescent Rose. Similar to Crescent Rose. So basically, what the character has to do, well, the way that they usually use the scythe, they get close with the weapon and then end the combo with a shot to push them back.
That's good.
Yeah.
My monk also
Yeah,
has
that's
this gauntlet that he picked up from a. So when we went through a cave, they picked up some bismuth, and as well as they got a enchanted pickaxe.
Okay.
So they took
Okay.
So the monk took this to a blacksmith. The blacksmith forged one more hammer for the fucking bard because just golf ball. And a gauntlet for the monk. This gauntlet is enchanted, but if they would have kept it as the pickaxe would have turned any rock that it hit into gems. And these gems, weapons can be socketed with different effects from each gem type. But with this gauntlet, however, if he rolls a percentile with any of his physical fist attacks,
was that shield as he is the protector of it.
if he hits 80% or higher,
As a whole, as a sometimes a goofy goober,
then that enemy crystallizes and dies instantly.
when he starts pulling on the
Oh my god.
And I roll a d20, determine what gem type is going to fall out, and then however many for that gem. And the higher the rarity and power, the smaller the die count. So some of them can be a d12, while the more powerful ones are a d4.
He's a paladin.
Okay.
And if you played 5e
And each gem has like its own effects and shit like that. Have a prism quartz, fucking obsidian, moonstone, sunstone, ruby, this, that, everything is just, it's just in crazy shit that is, if you pair it right, it works like a charm. And it's insane.
Sorry, yeah, continue.
Yeah, and the other fucking thing that's crazy about that, especially with the monk, is his future weapon that he was gonna get in chapter 2. In chapter 2, there was a bunch of boss enemies that we were gonna encounter, as well as chapter 3, and there were gonna be specific boss fights that were 1v1. And one of them was against a boss for the monk specifically that was basically the Monkey King. The Monkey King was going to be a fist fight against the monk, and it was going to be custom dice rolls, no hit dice.
Oh my god.
And it was going to be different. So you would be able to either dodge or counter, and you could use hand and feet and knee and elbow strikes and different types of stuff, and you would be able to do different types of damage.
Oh my god.
And the monk would get a bonus to health as well. And whoever would be coming out on top would be declared the winner, and it wouldn't die. He wouldn't die if my monk's health reached 0, he wouldn't die. If the Monkey King's health reached 0, he wouldn't die. Neither of them was gonna die. And if the monk didn't succeed entirely by defeating the Monkey King, but still put in good enough effort, the Monkey King would still reward him with a very special item. Actually, it was gonna be 2. The main item is a Naginata. It is a type of yeah, and it was a dragon's tongue specifically.
Ooh.
And this thing, like most of my other character-based weapons, gain power over time from kills. And this thing would allow this monk, who is a feline by the way, so feline agility go burr. He could basically be hopping around the whole fucking map entirely with this fucking Naginata.
Oh my god.
He could stick it in walls, he could use his key to keep it in place like a spinning platform across gaps and shit.
God.
Does this remind me of this?
Oh my god.
Throw it in different make it come back to him as well. each time it does that, it can do like different types of damage and shit like that. I also gave the monk it was like an upgraded monk. I also upgraded his key. And the other thing I did was, at level 6, which we did get after chapter 1, I gave him this fun thing called a key projectile. Basically like a Hadouken.
Okay.
So it uses key energy to produce a projectile for range attacks if he needed to.
Okay.
And he learned that at level 6, and it's decent. I would say it's decent. It's not overpowered, but it's fucking decent. Though it's funny whenever he uses the double-barreled shotgun.
Yeah.
Because, Jesus Christ. But that doesn't compare to what I did for my Warlock.
Oh, what did you do for the Warlock?
So, he usually just uses fucking, obviously, Eldritch Blast. And in my campaign, I said, fuck spell slots. Mana. We really didn't follow the mana system fully, so whatever.
Okay.
But I decided I was joking around with this one move that he could do with the Eldritch Blast, point blank and shit.
Okay.
And I went on D&D and Beyond, just took a club and just remade it into this specific thing. And I gave it to him, and then during mid-campaign run, mid-session, I said, buddy, look at your items. Look in your backpack right now. He looks at his backpack, and he fucking starts busting a gut laughing.
Oh my god.
The item, which is basically a magic spell, is called Eldritch Bitch Slap. Basically, you bitch slap a motherfucker with Eldritch Blast and you send him 40 feet flying.
Just pimp slapping people.
Exactly! It's like that one scene from that one fucking animated movie or whatever the fuck. Do I entertain you? Boom!
1 second. Wait, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Things that feed off of the perceptions and the hungers and lusts of people.
I need to get going. I'm sorry, Rosie.
Fallen angels, evil cults that take in the people who are vulnerable, succubi that are beautiful but truly wicked fae, like things like that. Things that are true monsters that thrive in being seen and more or less just deceiving people. Meanwhile, again, his order isn't dumb. It's like, oh, we'll decapitate a werewolf. Easy. Do it. And the best part about him that I like is when his reaction to in a
once I get done with those few of these more stories, Rosie, I will jump over to the other instance and show you the lobby. I promise.
Meanwhile, he is from a far-off land and he knows
I need to check my DMs though for Pirate because I know I need to join up with him.
Upset anyone when I said may the shadows keep you. I thought it would be comforting. But then the child started crying and everyone was looking. He cannot make eye contact because that is a deeply intimate thing in his culture, but physical contact is just basic communication. He keeps every part of himself covered because showing literally any skin is seen as like showing something off that should be very private.
Welcome back. So yeah, that was that was the whole Eldritch Bitch Slap thing, and one of them he actually took a goblin, fucking smacked it downward, and sent it basically into the earth. Yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Eldritch Bitch Slap is funny, and that was basically my whole entire campaign. I mean, my blind monk, for example, was basically based off that one fucking character who was blind as fuck, and one scene he's like, I can see, runs into a tree, immediately blind again. He was based off of that shit. And he had an ability called Sight, and it just spawned a random tree if he got a certain roll.
That's funny. What?
Yeah, so from there on, it just was joke after joke after joke. In fact, one of the bosses had a giant white wolf, and one of the characters in my campaign, actually successfully tamed this white wolf named Kodiak, and now also has an emerald tiger, which is part of the 8-gem guardians for the later on down the line thing. And they too have this ability called catch and throw, which if you throw an enemy at somebody, they can catch them and throw them for more damage if they want to.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so basically it was just like tag teaming people.
My favorite thing about him is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got reminded. I haven't finished talking about the thingamajig.
No, you didn't. Sorry.
I wanted to make him as sort of like a
You're good. Oh wait, they're busy talking.
Yeah, that's fine.
But no, continue.
But yeah, so so that's I think that was a druid. Yeah, that was a druid for that one. Another druid, actually no, our mage, I know I was giving them a staff, which I gave everybody their secret weapons in advance to let them see them, but they couldn't use them. And the bard who got the first mysterious weapon, it's an emerald dagger. This emerald dagger, it's strong. At first, it's like 1d6 maybe, 1d4, 1d6 damage. But it's now upgraded. It's been upgraded for a while, and it does. It does X d6.
Oh my god.
Actually, no. It's 3d6 plus X. Actually, that's right. That's right.
Oh shit. One of my friends is inviting me to the.
It's very much a dark theme, but it's a character who's
To the
positive beam kind of character.
I'm lagging. Give it a second.
I
There
can
we go. One of my friends is inviting me to Club Fin right now.
Alright.
Can I? Very sorry. Can I add you? Can I add the both of you guys are super cool?
Because a lot of the monsters
I had to. I gotta head out. I'm super sorry.
Alright.
Yeah, super.
I want to fill you in on the characters from my game next and get
Same. Same.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anytime.
I wanna be a part of your silly game. I wanna beat the shit
a
out of
very
that.
short description.
Same.
We have Maxwell, Spherical Badger Boy, who is the Knack, Magic Boy, extremely anxious on a level that is not healthy. We have Murray,
Alright, I'm gonna get going too.
basically
Okay, bye bye.
Hold on. I gotta
Sly
get
Cooper,
that.
love that.
basically Sly Cooper and can't catch a fucking break. I tried to invent penicillin and it didn't go well. Then we have Milosh, who is simultaneously an amoral murderous sociopath while also being a party himbo somehow at the same time. We don't know.
How? We don't know.
have no idea how it. I think it doesn't help that the first contact he talked with was a little old lady who just thinks he's a sweet boy and he respects her and likes her as well. So they were just in a delightfully cluttered.
Okay, oh god, I need to get out of there myself anyway. Okay. Alright, we're heading to the lobby now. Oh, okay.